Hello, friends. My name is Mrs. Coleman, and I'm so glad you've decided to join me for the concept development today. We're going to be working on Grade 1, Module 4, Lesson 9. Before we get started, I'm going to ask that you ask a grown-up or by yourself, gather the following materials. You might want a whiteboard and a dry erase marker and an eraser, and the copy of the problem set. If you don't have those, go ahead and get some blank paper and a pencil. Hit pause while you gather these materials and hit play when you're ready. I'll be right here waiting. I'm so glad you're back. Yesterday's lesson, in Lesson 8, you were using the words greater than and less than to compare numbers. You also talked about looking at the tens place first when comparing numbers, then looking at the ones place. Today, I want to tell you a story about an alligator that I know. This alligator is very hungry. Do you see his jaws and his sharp teeth and his wide open mouth ready to chomp? This alligator is swimming in this pond, and he sees a group of 2 fish and a group of 10 fish. Which group of fish do you think the hungry alligator is going to want to eat? Did you say the group of 10 fish? Is that because you were thinking 2 is less than 10? I know that's what I was thinking. Here is my alligator. 2 fish is less than 10 fish. Let's look at another story. This time, there are 15 fish in the pond in one spot and 10 fish in another spot. Do you think the alligator wants to eat my group of 15 fish or 10 fish? Did you say 15? 15 is greater than 10. My alligator definitely wants to eat 15 fish. If you have a partner, maybe a stuffed animal or a brother or sister or a grown-up nearby, I want you to explain your thinking. How do you know that 15 is greater than 10? I know that 15 is greater than 10 because when I think of the 2 parts that make up 15, I know that 15 has 1 10 and 5 ones. When I think of the parts for 10, there's 1 10 and 0 ones. So 15 has 5 more ones than 10 does. It is greater than 10. Let's try some of this with just numbers and not pictures. All right, here's the next one for us to compare. I have 1 10, 1 10, 6 ones. So if we read it from left to right, would you fill in the blank with greater than or less than? Did you say 1 10 is less than 6 ones? This is kind of like our 15 fish and 10 fish, right? We have 1 10 or 1 10 and 6 ones. So that means 1 10 is less than 1 10 and 6 ones. Let's try another one. This time, let's compare 30 and 20. Would you put greater than or less than right here in the middle? Did you say greater than? 30 has 3 tens, 20 has 2 tens. That means 30 is greater than 20. This time, let's compare 4 tens and 3 tens, 8 ones. What would you put in the middle? Greater than or less than? Did you say greater than? 4 tens and 3 tens. When I look at those parts, 4 tens is more than 3. So 4 tens is greater than 3 tens, 8 ones. The next one is 39 and 32. Would you put greater than or less than in the middle? Did you say greater than? 39 is greater than 32. When I think about the parts for these numbers, both of them have 30 or 3 tens. So when I look at the ones place, I see that 39 has 9 ones and 32 has 2 ones. 9 ones is more than 2 ones. So 39 is greater than 32. The next one is 14 and 40. Would you put greater than or less than in the middle? Did you say less than for this one? When I look at the tens place, 14 has 1 10 and 40 has 4 tens. So right away, I know 40 is the bigger number. That means 14 is less than 40. If you have a whiteboard or a piece of paper, why don't you try this one with me? Write the number 23 and the number 32. Now decide which symbol or which way the alligator's mouth is going to point. Greater than or less than in the middle. Go ahead and draw the symbol. Which one did you draw? Did you draw a greater than symbol or a less than symbol? I think less than. Let's talk about it. When we look at the tens place, 2 tens, 3 tens, or 20 and 30. Are those equal or is one bigger? Did you say 30 is bigger? You're right. We could compare the ones next, but we don't need to because 3 tens is more than 2 tens. So 23 is less than 32. If the teeth help, you can look at it that way. 23 is less than 32. Okay, here's the next one. 9 compared to 21. Go ahead and write these numbers on your paper or whiteboard. Decide what sign you're going to put in the middle and draw that picture there. Remember the alligator. Did you decide 9 is greater than or less than 21? I think it's less than 21. How do we know? Did you say look at the tens? Guess what? Are there any tens in the number 9? Nope. 9 is all made of ones. It's not a 10 yet. So, if this number has 2 tens, which one is bigger? Did you say 21? So 9 is less than 21. Let's do one more. Okay, here's our last one before our practice. 32 and 36. You write both of these numbers on your whiteboard or paper and decide if a greater than or less than symbol goes between them. Did you put a greater than or a less than symbol? I would put less than. Both of these numbers have 3 tens. So what does that mean I need to look at next? Did you say the ones place? When I look at the ones, which is more, 2 ones or 6 ones? Did you say 6 ones? That means that 32 is less than 36. I'm going to switch back to my PowerPoint so we can look at our problem set and think about what you're going to practice on your own today. This is the problem set if you printed it out from the link. I've highlighted the ones I want you to focus on, so you can see we're going to look at 1A, C, and D, 2A, B, C, D, and G, and then 3A and B. To get you started, let's look at a couple together. The first one, 1A, we have 40 and 20, and the directions say circle the alligator that is eating the greater number. Which one would you circle? Did you say the greater than sign? The one where the alligator's mouth is pointing to the 40 because 4 tens is more than 2 tens. So you're going to finish C and D, then you're going to move on to the bottom. In the bottom, each box has 2 numbers, an alligator picture or a greater than or less than symbol, and 2 blanks. So in this one, we see the alligator's mouth is pointing this way, showing it's greater than. We need to look at the numbers and decide which one is greater than the other. The bigger number goes where the alligator looks like it's going to eat it. So 4 or 24? 24 has 2 tens. So I'm going to put 24 where the alligator's getting ready to eat it, the bigger side, and the 4 on this side to show 24 is greater than 4. You're going to go ahead and finish those off. And then, before you're done, you're also going to take a look at the top of the next page. These, you're going to circle the sign if it's correct, and if it's not correct, draw an alligator that's facing the right way. Go ahead and pause the video, complete the highlighted problems, and then hit play when you're ready. I'll be right here waiting. Okay, how did your practice go? Let's look at number 3, at A and B. In 3A, we're comparing 20 and 19, and the alligator's mouth is facing this way, telling us 20 is greater than 19. Is this true? I hope you said yes. I'm going to circle it because 20 has 2 tens, and 19 is close to 20, but it only has 1 10. So 20 is greater than 19. How about in B? In B, it says 32 is less than 23. Do you agree with that? Did you say no? When I look at these numbers and I see a 3 in the tens place telling me 3 tens, and then a 2 in the tens place telling me 2 tens, that makes me think 32 isn't less than 23, it's greater than 23 because it has more tens. So I am going to draw an alligator's mouth that opens towards 32. I can even draw a couple teeth in here. This one is true. Before we go today, I want to close by looking at a couple of the problems we didn't do. I'm going to look at 4B, and 4B has a 2 in the tens place, a 7 in the ones place, an alligator mouth or a greater than sign that points towards the 27. And then in the next box, there's a 2 in the tens place on the place value chart and the other number is blank. Our job is to decide what number can we write in the ones place that would make this number sentence true. 27 is greater than 20 what? So if 27 is greater than this number, does that mean this number is bigger or smaller than 27? Did you say smaller than 27? It's smaller than 27, but we also know it has to have a 2 in the tens place. So let's brainstorm numbers smaller than 27 that have a 2 in the tens place. 1 less than 27 is 26. We could also use 25. What's 1 less than that? 24. How about 23? 22. 21. Could we use 20? How about 19? Would 19 work in this place value chart? Nope, it needs a 2 in the tens place, and that only has a 1. So I could make this number any of these numbers. I'm going to use 25. Let's read the number sentence. 27 is greater than 25. This time, let's look at 4D. This one has nothing in the tens place, and then an 8 in the ones place, a less than sign, which looks like an alligator's mouth ready to eat the second number, and then a 3 in the tens place, and an 8 in the ones place. So what number with an 8 in the ones place is less than 38? So let's think about our tens. If it's less than 38, it has to be at least 10 less, because it can't be the same. So 10 less than 38 is 28. Could it be 10 less than 28? Yep. Do you know what that is? Did you say 18? Could it be 10 less than 18? It could. That's still less than 38, and it would still have an 8 in the ones place. But how many tens are in the number 10 less than 18? Did you say 0 tens? So we could put a 2, a 1, or maybe leave it empty, or if you wanted to, you could put 0 for 0 tens. Let's put a 1. Let's read the number sentence. 18 is less than 38. Before we finish our time together today, I want to take a moment and go back to our first story. Do you remember the first alligator who was really hungry swimming in the pond? We compared the numbers 2 and 10. What symbols did we use today to compare numbers? We used the symbol that looks like this to show numbers that are less than, and we use the symbol that looks like this to show numbers are greater than the next number. What symbol did we put in the middle between 2 and 10 to show their relationship? Did you remember that we said 2 is less than 10. Thank you so much for participating today. I really appreciate your hard work and your good thinking. I hope you join me again tomorrow for the concept development. The next video, Miss Lassiter will be going over fluency for today. I hope you'll join her after you take a quick break.
Welcome back, first graders. My name is Miss Lassiter, and I'm looking forward to